And now, if you allow, I would like just perhaps to talk a little bit of my experience with these lenses, AR, manual, Konica Hexanon. I know there are perhaps Hexar lenses which are a little bit less performant. I had the normal lenses. I had the in 50 millimeter. I had the F1.4, 1.7, 1.8, and then I had the Pancake, the 40 millimeters, 1.8. I only did use these lenses with film camera, the T4 and FC1. So I don't have an experience on DSLR, on digital cameras, and perhaps not perhaps, but surely the images will come out completely different on DSLR cameras. But I would like to talk about my experience on film with these lenses. I have to say that these give a specific image. It's the Konica image, or if you want the Hexanon image. It's very different than the Canon lenses or Nikon lenses. I still consider Canon, Nikon to be top-end lenses, depends on the lens again, but I consider them to give a more perfect image than a Konica lens. However, the Konica lenses have this personal image, I would say characteristical image of Konica, which I will define it as a easy to go image and also very, very slight vintage look to it. It has usually a hue and a very slight brownish hue, orange hue to them, depends on the light also. So I'm just never looking into perfection on an image, not even into sharpness, but I did like the Konica or Hexanon look on the picture. That's why I did use this camera. How about this? The quality of the picture overall, I have to say, let's start by the 50 millimeters 1.8, which was the regular cheaper lenses. I think the picture quality was not remarkable on those lenses. Perhaps on DSLR camera they are worth a try, but nothing to write home about on film. Then I have the Pancake, which is very, very small. It's perhaps this size and also light, and it kind of felt unbalanced on film camera. Some people say they are very, very sharp lenses. Like I said, I don't look into sharpness that much. I like how much a picture looks natural. And the 40 millimeters, to me, pictures didn't look that natural. They look rather cold. They didn't have that much 3D effect to them. Again, this is very, very subjective. I didn't use them a lot. I did sold them. Then I bought the 1.4 and the 1.7 in 50 millimeters. And if you look to the buhla.de site, Beulah site, he is repertorying all the formats for each lens because there were several variants. This is the later 1.4, which is the only one I think who went up to 22 aperture. All others went up to 16. I had the 1.7 also, the later model. They have this rubber ring here. I did prefer the 1.7 overall, especially I was doing portraits. However, the 1.4, it's a very good lens for shooting picture indoors, and I never use flash on my camera. So indoors, the 1.4 is very easy to focus. The brightness of the viewfinder is completely different, much improved. And the pictures with 1.4, I will just separate the pictures in two categories. The pictures made indoors or in cloudy days, and the pictures made outdoors in sunny days. I have to say that Konica lenses on film camera, as far as I can see, in sunny days, they don't really perform well. They kind of lose the contrast, the saturation, they kind of appear wash off. However, in cloudy day or maybe on a shadow or indoors, the 1.4, especially indoors, the 1.4 was giving a lot of warmth to the pictures, extremely warm picture. Actually, there's a strong, not yellowish, but orange hue to the pictures. Very interesting looking photos. 1.7 was less good indoors. Outdoors, in cloudy days or in the shadow, I did prefer the 1.7. It just felt more natural to me, perhaps a little bit less sharper than the 1.7, although some sites said the opposite. But yes, there were some differences. As for the bokeh, just a very personal opinion, I did never appreciate the bokeh on Hexanon lenses. It felt to me very busy, very sharp edges. Unless you open the aperture fully, it's just it didn't look pleasant to my eyes. But I look on internet at some pictures taken by other people with the 85mm and 135mm lenses, and it seems the bokeh is much better with those lenses, perhaps because of playing with the depth of view. Yes, this was my experience with these lenses. I think people are using them mainly for DSLR today. Perhaps the 1.4 and 1.7 would be my choices to use with such cameras, because I think there's something interesting in the pictures, the characteristic of the pictures with these lenses. I also have a video when I opened this lens and I did clean up the elements inside that had a fungus to it, and right now it's pretty clean. See much because there's dust, obviously, because you cannot work in a dustless environment, but the fungus is mainly gone and is no more cloudy, and is not so bad to open. I will link a video perhaps in the comment section. I also did open the 1.7. I don't have a video for the 1.7, but I do remember there was a difference. Again, both were the later model of the lenses. The 1.4 I did open from this ring. I just unscrewed this metal ring here, while the 1.7 I had to undo this plastic with letters ring first using a tool. You will perhaps need some such tool. I don't think I have it here anymore, but they open differently, and I did open down enough. I did not remove the back mechanism because it's too tricky to put back, but I did remove them down enough to clean all the lenses that were affected by the fungus. So this is it, my experience. Any questions, don't hesitate. I think these are worth buying. Sorry, let's just see. These are worth buying, especially if you try DSLR. These are not as good perhaps as Nikkor or Canon lenses, but they are well worth checking out. And as long as you don't look for perhaps perfection in pictures, they have their own personality. Thanks for watching.